brothers and sisters. Attention, African America. Here in Fort Worth on this day of our gods in the year 2024, we issue a plea of unity to all the nations, traditions, and peoples of African America, whereby there is presented a plan for reparations and a design for a governmental amalgamation of our vested interests. Our mean is toward the seizure of reparations through resources provisioned by particular agencies of the United States government and in legislation. In commencement to this critical engagement of a National Assembly, conventional to reparative addresses, our hands are sanitized with the oil of Nat Turner, and in regard of the vital imperatives that are necessary actions to ours today, although the spirit may accommodate a vibrancy and eternal sway, but forever is not the way of the flesh anyway, and for the repair of our people, we will have no desires of contradiction unconditionally about any of our days now. This reparative mission does not aim to resolve into a simple monetary compensation in the form of some kind of paycheck competently, and such would represent a discounted valuation of life projected upon the perpetuated generative centuries of captured and tortured souls of African American people. Rather concluded necessary, and our ambition is based on assessment of relevant temporal conditions, giving critical attention about them, that of this problematic continuum reflected in the harsh imbalances of resourceful access to economic opportunity, ethnic volition, and national prosperity between our people and those foreign. There is the development of an independent African America, and such considered solvent, therefore, by which insight it is we call upon our churches, mosques, temples, schools, shops, studios, rooms, centers, businesses, hospitals, residences, all and whatever other stations of African American possession, to stand ready for public and private service, a security to our collective sovereignty, and that they do agree to adjoin the missions of their respective purposes as one national body and under one united banner that shall be constituted and beholden to descendant kinships of membership this same common end. Determinatively, the thoughtful consummation of our people is that we must develop and maintain the shared space of existence which is considered our collective reality. Thus we must understand this, that the dramas of our lives are inevitable circumstances to the natural consequence of the human condition, but ours are exacerbated by the conditions which make up the experiences of our racial ethnicity. And in drama, there are two kinds, comedy and tragedy, that is, and of those, it has come to a pinnacle which compels us to the roles appropriate of our part. This is an enactment in the game of political revolution, actually, and my people, we must act as if we were until we are recognized by those foreign to our yoke in independent direction with a represented administrative command of Godhead and body politic. Now, so requisite, the universal recognition of our independent status, because for us, there is incensed an urgency necessitated about the self-governance of our people, and so benevolent of our Almighty by any regard here, onward to the autonomous management of our racial, financial, and ethnical enrichment, such that is destined of the social, economical, cultural, and all other dimensions of our well-being forever, and about our domain until such is within the possession of our people, that grand privilege which is the privacy of a homeland, we shall be sovereign entities in our collective bodies and in the personalities of our beings, wherever we shall go, and we shall protect that sovereignty with the very essences of our lives. If we are to succeed a conference of reparational independence, however, we must free ourselves from the traps of illiteracy and ignorance first, considerably. The former elicits such that you cannot read, and the latter elicits such that you will not read. If you do not read, you have not enabled your interpretation of our collective reality anyway. Surely a burden, not a benefit to yourself, your ancestors, and your descendants. One should decide at some point in a lifetime about the striving power imported from the nature of pride and survival, therefore a purposeful inheritance of fortune. African America, some of our people have resigned themselves distasteful of division, yet definition necessitates another reality, And this said lastly, but if one is not separated from some other, then how can there be an existence of distinguishment between? And so, we must appreciate the differences of our divine design from all foreign races and ethnicities, because in a society that is colorblind, there is found a practical negligence of humanity. With the sincerest of dear regards, please deliver this issuance of memorandum upon your people and to your leaders post haste.